What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings, and you can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live at 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up-to-the-minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
The power to change your life's dilemmas is hidden in one name.
The reason that what I need from God many times is not responding to me is because I'm praying or speaking to it as though it has a choice.
If I understand God, he didn't like what he was looking at, and he changed it. He didn't take no back talk except for yes. Stop letting your problems sass.
Don't underestimate the power in you. You can make the shift.
You've been created to change what you don't like that you're looking at. You got too much power to be casual. Problem is you don't know it. Everywhere you go, a shift has to occur. It depends on what comes out of your mouth.
Shift your life into divine gear. Make this life-altering series yours now when you write us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
Somebody shout shift.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to Onpointe, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in the United States of America. I'm your host, Bishop David G. Evans, with my world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas Smith. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Well, how are you?
Doing all right. A lot going on in the world. We want you to give us a call today as we endeavor each time we get together to discuss those things that are going on around you, international, national, and locally, but always from a biblical perspective, never without the Word of God and the Spirit of God in mind. So you'll hear a variety of subjects, but we're always talking from the perspective of kingdom. Give us a call this morning, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-74-EVANS. Give us a call, toll-free worldwide, here on Onpointe. A lot happening this week.
Yeah, interesting things.
I was a little. I saw a couple more people who got killed in some very questionable circumstances.
Okay.
Young man was at home, answered his door, got shot by police. Of course, last week we were talking about the young lady that was pregnant on the ground, got shot 4 times and killed. I saw another instance of an individual who was just out blogging and got assaulted and stuff by a woman who obviously just didn't want her here in this country, and just I'm distressed, but I'm having not to watch the videos now.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the print.
Yeah.
Because the videos are upsetting me at a level that I thought I wasn't going to have to deal with again. There's a disturbance that goes along with watching people that apparently, I watched a guy that was cleaning up around his dorm area.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, and basically stereotyped because but here's what I don't understand. If he was out there shooting drugs or something, but it's actually picking up trash.
Yeah, right. He was cleaning
when
up.
did that become a problem?
Right. They think he was trespassing, then he shows the ID that he lives there, and it still becomes an issue.
Because now you're wrong, so you got to find something to justify why you said something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of just saying, okay, I was checking,
Okay.
and then move it on.
Wow.
But, and people say, well, all you got to do is comply. We've seen compliance not work out. We've seen non-compliance not work out. So this whole just listen.
Yeah, I'm getting old now, but I actually was thinking yesterday about how to conduct myself in the event that I get pulled over. I never think about that kind of stuff. You know, and you know, I carry most of my stuff in the trunk. I'm wondering if I need to move everything up to the cabin of the car.
Yeah.
You know, but I actually was riding wrong yesterday, thinking, you know, how I'm going to conduct myself if by chance I get pulled over.
Yeah.
Hands on the wheel, all the windows down immediately. I mean, the whole 9 yards.
Have everything in your hands right up there.
Yeah,
just as they come up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, but
yeah,
it's amazing to me that I'm worried about getting pulled over by someone that should be out there to protect me. I just the mindset is just crazy.
It is,
and it doesn't matter whether you're law-abiding or not. It's just, you know, I don't know.
It's so ingrained, even in me. Even when I go into a store, my mom always said, growing up, keep your hands out your pockets.
Did she?
Yeah, because the thought was always they're stealing if your hands is in your pocket.
Really?
I'm 37 years old now, and I will go into a store, put my hands in the pocket, just comfortably,
and pull them out.
I'll pull them right out.
Okay.
I still remember to this day. We were kids.
Okay.
We went to the store.
Okay.
The manager came out and told the girl that was working there, said it loud, "You watch them, make sure they don't steal anything."
You heard it?
We heard it, and we're sitting there. But what was crazy was that there was a guy in the back of the store, this white guy that was actually stealing stuff.
Yeah.
And we saw it and didn't say nothing. They were too busy looking at us.
Wow.
And he walked out there and left with stuff, and literally.
Well, I mean, with the polarizing effect of being African American cannot be overlooked. I'm still amazed that I can walk into an elevator in a business building and immediately polarize the elevator. Doesn't matter how I'm dressed. I mean, dressed to the nines, suit, tie, briefcase, the whole 9 yards. The elevator divides.
Yep.
Those that receive you, those that don't. And it's the same thing with a room. And I think a lot of our people that if they understood that room dynamic, they would be able to navigate and read a room very, much better.
Yeah.
Because you immediately divide it. Now, I don't know about the ladies as much as the men.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton of stereotypical things about the men. I think the ladies have achieved a level of acceptance that we still don't have.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure whether the ladies are just less threatening. But I do know that a lot of ladies in business have to be careful of their style of dress and their hairstyles, because some hairstyles are more intimidating because they're more ethnic.
Yeah, the braids and everything.
Yeah, and people will silently reject you because they can't publicly do it.
Right.
It's just like people with a lot of tats. A lot of corporations won't hire somebody that has a lot of tattoos, but they can't say it.
Right.
But you'll get lost in their hiring process.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And I think part of this is the unfair part, where they say they base the few on the whole, or they kind of look at and say, okay, these black men are violent, so all of y'all are.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you keep painting that picture in movies, media, TV, print, and everything. And then there's this general assumption that all these black men are so-and-so because that's all that's presented.
And here's the other side of that. Those are the movies that we tend to populate.
Yeah.
So we make them successes. So they're gonna keep making them.
Oh yeah, yeah. And always the criminal, the drug dealer, not the businessman, not the owner of the place.
I remember when Color Purple was out years ago, and I'd be maybe more sensitive than others. I went to the movie, and maybe 10 minutes in, I walked out because I didn't like the stereotypes.
Right.
I get to work the next day, and one of my coworkers walks up to me and asks me very sincerely, relatively intelligent person, and says to me, I saw Color Purple yesterday. Are all of you like that?
Wow.
And I looked at her, and I realized she needed a life lesson.
Yeah.
So I started going down the list of what stereotypes I knew from being black. Did your family own slaves?
Right. Yep.
You guys lynch people? Are all y'all like that? And she saw the confirming bias that they all have, that everybody has within themselves.
Yep. Yeah.
We all have these confirmation bias things working. We have to, and they're so subtle. I don't think we think they are discriminatory at all.
No, not at all. Especially because, I'm justified for this because I had this experience with this one person. But you wanted to find a whole group. It's like when people say all men are dogs. Have you dated every man? So how can you say all men are dogs if you've never?
Just all the ones you've been with.
There you go. And then check out your choices of the dogs you're dating.
Yeah. Maybe you can stop going to the kennel. You stop going to the kennel. You wouldn't keep
right. You wouldn't keep these dogs.
I'm just saying. That's where you find them.
Right. Find us a stray dog on the street. You would
come on, man.
But I just think it's not fair how. But white America's experiencing that now though, because white men now, them electing Trump into office was their revolt because they feel like they're to blame for everything.
Really?
Yes, that a lot of that is Trump makes them feel better about being who they are.
Okay.
Because for a long time, if there's ever problems because white people this, white people this, so on.
Okay.
When we talk about, like, for instance, with the example of racial inequality, and equality and stuff, their thought is their rights are being taken away, because you're trying to level the playing field for everybody. And when we say white supremacy, when we say white supremacy, we're not saying all white people participate in it.
Right.
All we're saying is because of your color, you benefit from a system.
Right.
Whether you're continuing it or fighting against it, you just benefit from it. Because most people look at your appearance and accept you.
Sure.
They look at us and don't immediately accept us. So, but they feel as though, well, it's not my fault. So they elect somebody like Trump as a sense of revolt to that thought process, not realizing they're confirming
a lot of things. I've said it before. I've got some guys that I respect a lot that are Republicans.
Yeah.
and we used to have a lot of political discussions. I mean, 45 minutes, hour on the phone talking about politics and politicians, and that conversation died about 6 months into my president's term.
Yeah.
Like 6 months in, and finally I started asking a distinct question. You know, are you embarrassed? You know, what about your choice now? How do you feel?
Yeah.
And it's not something that the intelligent people want to talk about,
Right.
because they are embarrassed by their choice, because most of them thought that what he was saying during the campaign was political rhetoric. They didn't know that that's how he actually felt, and that's what he was going to do.
But he was like that before he ran for president.
Nobody knew him. They knew him in New York. The rest of the country didn't know him.
So they thought on TV he was acting on An Apprentice, and
They
thought that was
that
game.
wasn't real. Reality TV, which we all know is managed.
right.
It's scripted.
Yeah.
So it's not really reality. You know, it's their form of reality that they'll know will buy. I'm concerned because I'm waiting for. Well, stop waiting. I was waiting for this president to become presidential. I realize now that's not
It's
who
not
he
going to
is.
happen. It's not going to happen.
That's not who he is. He doesn't have that dignity. And it's not just people that are akin to him and don't see anything. I don't believe intelligent folk don't see something wrong with it. I think, and I've said this before, I think the racial vote is an illogical vote. And that's across the board.
Yep.
I believe that the people that support him, many of them are still supporting him because they hung their hat on that nail.
Yeah.
You know, they got on the ark. I'm not getting off till we get where we're going.
Yeah.
But I don't think normal people can agree with the stuff he's doing. And like, would you want this guy to be the example for your kids?
Right.
And the answer for me is no.
But you know, it's funny. They're justifying it with, excuse me. Yeah, he acts. Yeah, he says he lies a lot. Yes, he does this, but he's getting things done.
Go ahead.
Before, you had to have good character and good policy.
Don't have to have that.
Now it's like
no. And it's simply because he's a white male.
Yeah.
Okay. And the problem that I have is my contemporaries, who are considered quote unquote evangelicals, have really compromised everything that they stood for, as long as I've been alive. Everything that supposedly made them distinct.
Right.
The Falwells of the world and the Grahams of the world. This type of person was not someone they would align themselves with.
Right.
But they've thrown themselves into this vortex as though the presidency is going to last the rest of their lives.
Yep.
I want to know what they're going to do in 2 years or 6 when he's no longer in office, and they try to come back and say my bad.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going.
Because there are a lot of relationships now being changed because you can't switch the Bible back to what's going to fit you.
Right.
Now that you're using it to support someone that is absolutely lawless.
Yeah.
You know, and because I'm an American, he's my president, but I don't approve, and I have a right to have an opinion of the way he's doing stuff and the way he's treating people. I just don't think it's right.
Yeah. And a lot of them voted for him hoping that he would overturn abortion. And I'm like, so you bring all these people in, is abolishing abortion worth all of this stuff over here? When did this sin become greater than all these other ones that are being allowed?
Let me tell you what I think. What I think from talking to my preaching contemporaries that have supported him blindly. The abortion issue was a reason to hide behind, to privately agree with all this other stuff he's doing.
That's true. That's true.
Even down to the racial mixes of their churches. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
Even down to the racial mixes of their churches. Even down to some of my contemporaries who built their ministries on people of color, who are now siding with someone who is absolutely racist. Now, let's get this clear.
Yeah.
You cannot say I'm not a racist because I have people of color around me.
Yeah. I got a black friend. Yeah.
You can't say that proximity does no longer is a good reason, to say, well, I've got them in proximity to me, so they eat with me. We fellowship.
Yeah.
slave masters had slaves in proximity.
Right.
So proximity does not preclude you from being racist.
Right.
All right. So it would be like me saying, I'm not a racist because of the friends that you all have been exposed to that are non-blacks.
Right.
Some really nice people, but I would have to demonstrate my openness in other arenas other than the fact that I've got folk in proximity to.
Exactly.
It would be like you and I saying we're pro-female in ministry because we've got females around us, but they don't have any leadership positions.
Right. No titles. No.
It makes no sense.
None at all.
So you see, I got to, no.
Yeah.
What are you doing with these people?
Right.
And same thing with young people. What are you doing with the young people?
Yeah.
You say you got them around, but does that mean you're pro young people just because they're in your midst?
Right.
No. Yeah. So this whole thing about he's got 2 working for him in his organization worldwide.
Yeah.
But the things that he says are clear to me.
Yeah.
And the problem I'm having with some of my Caucasian friends that are Trump supporters, when he does the whole Virginia thing, Klansmen are good people, that type of thing. When they do that, I put their feet to the fire.
Yeah.
How do you have this kind of open, I'm for everybody for the last 20 years that I've known you, and then all of a sudden here this guy comes along and your whole scope of racial interaction changes. What you're revealing to me is how you've always felt.
Absolutely. And
you feel free now to express yourself.
Yep.
All right. But what amazes me is when we had President Obama, I don't recall, and correct me everybody, I don't recall us becoming emboldened to start attacking white people
no, not at all.
and start,
No.
doing all this crazy stuff.
Running around, we in charge.
Nobody, we weren't doing it.
We knew we were in charge.
Well,
a black president doesn't mean black folk are in charge.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, come on.
It did not.
Right.
And when I was challenged by that at the gym, I'm like, who do you think thought that we were in charge?
Right. We sure did. And the other part, too, on the flip side, are those women that support this, and those blacks that support this. Like they have a Young Blacks for Trump.
Yes.
It's a nice sized movement. Not
Okay.
huge, but it's,
Okay, yeah.
And still, putting out that lie that more blacks are working because of Trump now than ever before, and so and so. And they use that, but again, I go back to we talked about a couple weeks ago. Even there are times where the house slave felt more comfortable in the house.
Absolutely.
I'm accepted because of it.
Absolutely.
Not realizing in the day you're still a slave.
Absolutely.
You're
in the house,
yeah,
but you're still a slave.
You eat scraps, but you're still
And we sick today, boss? No. We ain't sick.
Right. Right. Like, come on.
I don't get it.
And then it's true. We talk about white men making decisions for women. A lot of these women are putting these guys in office, and they are going with the
I wish somebody would call us and tell me how do women feel? They elect a guy that's really not looking out for them. But what offended me? I found out I was offended by something I shouldn't have been offended by.
Okay.
I thought the whole Access Hollywood thing was really offensive.
Yeah.
Showed a mindset and a heart and all that. When did women evolve to supporting someone for office who represents that in undeniable ways? When did that happen?
Their racial vote overrode that part. And plus, and there's some of the crazy reasons.
How do you elect a guy who says he grabs women in the crotch, and then want to crucify Obama because he wore a beige suit? What the heck?
It's coming. Well, you said it over pulpit a couple times.
I corrected I didn't have to hit the button. What? It was close. The syllable got extended for a moment. It was close. What? I don't get it. So, and they can't tell me it wasn't racial.
Yeah, it was. But also, there is a mindset in some of those Southern white women where they feel as though that this stuff is okay because they actually accept that inferiority.
Role of females?
It's ingrained in them.
Okay. And a lot of those women are in the evangelical movement.
Yes. Yeah. Like if you go down south and listen to
So
the
you're
radio
telling
down there-
me that crazy guy from I said it, the crazy guy from Texas that has the huge church,
Oh, Jeffries?
Jeffries.
Yeah.
You're telling me there's a subtle discriminatory gospel being taught to them?
You might be able to say it like that. That there's an inferiority thing that, woman, this is your place. Yes, you can work it. You can
Okay.
do this. It's almost like, how we teach submission more cooperation.
Yep.
And not just
Loving cooperation.
and mutual cooperation.
Yeah.
Theirs is more submission as it relates to the man as a designated head, which we teach, but with the cooperative.
Yeah, with a cooperative
thought process,
yeah,
not
yeah.
an authoritative
No,
type.
no. Not subjecting,
Yes.
not ignoring the mutual submission part of the
Yes,
text.
Exactly. There you go.
Which, what I don't understand is the ladies have been reading the same Bible we've been reading. How do they skip over the mutual submission, which is the umbrella of the remaining of the text
Absolutely.
in Ephesians 5?
Absolutely.
So you got Ephesians 5 says, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God.
Right.
Submitting yourselves one to another.
Yep.
Willingly, lovingly bringing yourself under somebody else's authority.
Right.
So the whole process is I'm submitting myself to someone whose authority I feel comfortable and confident
Yes.
in bringing myself up under. That's the whole point.
Yes.
Then he starts talking about the differences between men and women, which gets all the way down to men thriving on demonstrated respect,
Yep.
women's thriving on demonstrated love.
Yeah.
Not a lack of respect or a lack of love,
Right.
but demonstrated respect
Yeah.
feels like love to a man. Demonstrated love feels like respect to a woman.
Yes.
So that's the culmination of what Paul's talking about. Now, ignore the fact that he's really talking about his church,
Yeah.
because no human being could be in that one side of a relationship and be happy with it.
Yeah.
If you read Ephesians 5, a human being couldn't do that. Women just submit,
Yeah.
men just nurture all. No.
Yeah. There's a balance there.
Well, it should be.
Yeah. And even in Colossians, when Paul talks about it, he says, men, love your wives and don't be bitter about it.
Right.
Because there's a tendency for a man to give up of himself, or if he's not careful, he can be bitter about.
Sacrificing all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So for
Oh,
a
yeah.
woman and a woman, he says, and submit, and do it willingly and lovingly. But again, it goes back to that still joint attitude, cooperation.
It goes really all the way back to Genesis when God is depicting the sun and the moon in the same sky,
Yeah.
having sovereignty in the same sky, different assignments in the same sky,
yep.
but the cooperative relationship between the sun and the moon dictates the seasons on the ground.
Right.
So they're in the same sky. They've got sovereignty in the same sky,
Yeah.
and they dictate the seasons on the ground.
Yeah.
So the cooperation, them staying in their lanes, doing what they've been created to do.
Yeah.
There's no less or more.
Yeah.
The moon's got the night down.
Right.
The sun's got the day down.
Yeah.
And together,
It's supposed to balance out.
well,
That's what makes a team, right?
yeah. So they submit one to another.
Yeah.
The sun's not trying to be out at night.
Right. Yeah.
The moon's not trying to be out at day.
It's your role, your thing, and you work together.
This is how we working this thing out.
But there's that subtle. If you listen to radio down south compared to up here,
Yeah.
you hear that subtle tone from
Do
the
you?
women about their place.
Okay.
So that's how they can support a Roy Moore and support that purity movement.
I wondered about that because I thought the whole Access Hollywood tape was going to blow,
Yeah.
that thing up in his face, and there was not even a ripple.
The purity movement in the South. A young lady that was raised in it. She just recently passed away.
Now tell me what the purity movement is.
The purity movement, for those that don't know, is more of that whole absence before you get married. You take the purity ring, do all that stuff.
Okay.
But the way they taught it was women don't dress a certain way because
Okay.
if you do, it's going to cause a man to want to jump on you, to want to get you.
Okay.
So they basically blamed.
That's actually Islamic.
I know. They basically blamed the girls for a boy's
That's
reaction.
actually Islamic. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Because
everything.
they blame the woman
Yeah.
for a man being attracted to her.
Right.
So she's got to have the veil on with the mask, and which
Yeah.
like a guy doesn't know what's under that.
Right. Exactly. I know.
I mean,
It's
just-
right. Something under there.
I'm like for real, for real.
Yep.
Girls wear that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a girl under there.
Right.
Okay. I'm just.
But they teach the girls that it's their
But it's their fault
that he
If he sees a hint or something under
Yes.
the hob, whatever they call it.
yeah the hobbies
Yeah, just a hint.
yeah
You know, you're enticing me. Wait,
yeah.
why not avert your eyes if you're that weak?
There you go.
Okay.
But that's what they teach the girls though.
Okay.
So when it comes to sex, it's always there's this animal out there. You're responsible to control him, not you can wear a dress and the man should have enough strength in him to look or not even look at all and still move on.
What about mutual responsibility?
Right.
What about mutual responsibility? So guy comes out the house half naked. Women are gonna look at him. Woman comes out the house half naked. Guy's gonna look
at him.
All right. So where's the mutual responsibility?
Thank you.
If you don't want the attention,
don't.
When you check the mirror before you leave the house,
Right.
what am I trying to do?
Right.
You know, I'm buying shirts too small because
Right.
I need somebody to see my biceps and stuff, and I'm buying a dress too small because I need somebody to see my hips.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
It's true. And but again, it's just something taught that men are animalistic. When women have an animal side to them too, it's just a little more tame.
Side.
Look, for instance, I had somebody come to you. Help me out. You older than me. So
Okay.
So they were talking about way women dress in the pulpit sometimes when they sing or when they preach. So now a lot of things are very form fitting. So they say guys stay focused. She got all that showing. Stay focused. And I'm like, but if Idris Elba was up there preaching, or Tay Diggs, or whoever one of y'all are with a muscle shirt on, you would not be thinking about Jesus.
No, not
while
at
he
all.
up there preaching.
Not at all. Maybe 20
out,
minutes.
help me out.
Maybe
It's
20
3
minutes
of
into the message,
Right.
they might be able to bring themselves back.
Right.
But initially,
That's right, because if Idris was up there,
yeah.
Thank you. No, I'm just saying.
Idris up there, Crystal ain't even saved that much. So
the camera be shaking those.
Idris is Idris.
She gonna turn that sound a little higher.
Gonna turn it in her headphones.
Use him as an example.
But I'm just
we can
saying,
use anybody we want.
Thank you.
Tell me who I can use.
I'm just saying. Don't be hypocritical about it. It's mutual responsibility.
The reality is, I don't know what the problem is that we've decided.
Yeah.
Just because they sell it in your size, you need to buy it.
Yeah.
I think spandex should be a privilege, not a right. It's a little too ridiculous. That's just a little too much information. Just a wee bit too much information. Y'all didn't hear what I said. Just a little bit too much information. Go to the.
You was right. It was halfway through the show.
That's just me. That's just me. Some stuff you don't need to see.
Well, but we grew up in a day where you knew how to wear stuff to fit you.
And they still have clothing to do that.
They do, but that was taught to us. Now it's accept me for who I am. I'm just me.
All right, here you go. So, first time meet the Kardashian girl. She's pregnant, huge pregnant.
Yeah.
She has on a maternity dress that is not form fitting.
Yeah.
She literally has a maternity dress on that's not grabbing her curves.
That's rare.
Cause she got it on that evening.
Oh, that evening.
On that evening.
Oh, when she on TV pregnant, she.
No.
Okay.
We were at the house. Girlfriend was dressed in a maternity dress that was appropriate for where she was.
Yes. Kim Kardashian. That was like rare occurrence. Usually when she pregnant, she got skin tight.
I'm telling you what I was 4 feet from. I'm telling you what she had on.
I believe you.
Yeah. So
I believe you.
She was appropriately attired for the state of pregnancy she was in. She didn't feel the need to try to display something.
That's because how she was at. If she was on TV,
that's true.
Pregnant. Now, there's no camera. If there was cameras there, she would have been. But let's talk. We got to talk about the guys too, though.
Okay.
Because help me out with the skinny jean over the top.
Let me tell you something.
You over 200 some odd pounds with your jeans.
There is still such a thing as age appropriate and form appropriate clothing. You weighing 300 pounds, you don't need to be look like you're wearing your little brother's clothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
Do you understand how ridiculous it looks for you to be 275 pounds? You got flood pants on.
And they don't fit up over your.
They got to look like they raided their little brother's closet. Jacket all up here around the waist.
Yeah,
you know, come on, man. Come on.
You look like you hurt.
And guess what? In an attempt to look contemporary,
Yeah.
you look like you're trying to be something that you're
Absolutely.
We have 60-year-olds that are doing that are trying to look like they're.
not. Well,
Yeah, that's true.
It's
That's true.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Moses
Yeah.
brings another generation of ministry on with Joshua.
Right.
Moses understands his reputation, his impact
Yeah.
is not in his clothing.
Right.
There is no record of Moses changing his outfit.
Yeah.
Because Moses was not known by his outfit.
Right.
He was known by his miracles.
Absolutely.
You're not hearing me.
Yep.
There's the guy opened the Red Sea. There's the guy did this. There's the guy with the hand in leprosy.
Yeah.
This guy didn't have to change his clothes because his spiritual identity
Yep.
was intergenerational.
Yep.
So he changed his methods bringing Joshua on.
Yep.
He did not change his clothing to where he was wearing the same stuff Joshua was wearing.
Yeah. Exactly.
No need. You look ridiculous.
You do.
I mean, come on.
We're 30 years apart.
Yes, sir.
And the way we dress is somewhat similar certain times. But
Sometimes.
there's a difference.
Yep.
I'm 37 years
Yep,
old. There's
yep,
certain things
yep.
that I like that
I ain't
may
gonna
not
wear.
fit you because you're 60.
I ain't gonna wear.
And it's okay.
You know, I ain't thinking about. I'm not looking at him talking about. Yeah, I wonder how I look in that.
Right.
No, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not doing it.
Right. It's just different.
My goodness.
So, it's just, and it's,
You know,
right.
At some point in your life,
right.
yeah, at some point you go classic. At some point in your life, you go classic.
Right.
So you're not an old fogey.
Yeah.
But you're not trying to look like you got your little brother's clothing on.
And classic never goes out.
Never goes out of style.
I don't care what nobody says.
So
it never goes
this
out.
whole clothing thing now is a hustle.
Yeah.
They bring something in, it holds for 90 days. Yeah. You go and replace your whole wardrobe. 6 months later, you got to go and get it because you look out of fashion. But not if you're dressing classic.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Classic never changes.
I know it.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Robin. Hey, Robin.
You know what? Y'all got me bagging up. Y'all are really carrying on this morning.
We just talking.
How y'all doing today?
Doing all right. Welcome to the program.
Now, how much time I have?
Not much. Not much. 'Cause, no, you ain't getting ready to dominate the whole thing. So you got about 3 minutes and go on with, and then we go on somebody else.
All right. That's fine.
You're on the clock right now.
All right. You know what? Y'all need a bell to say ding, ding, ding. Your time up.
You taking the time. You taking
No,
up time.
It's this. I don't know who sang the song, but there's a song back in the day. Might have been by the Beach Boys or somebody called the Sound of Silence.
I don't know. I heard that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but I
it-
just want to just comment on y'all talking
Okay.
about the abortion. I know Pastor Nick spoke on it last week with the guest host, and it's like, when did men, the government, get the right to tell women, what to do with their body? I wish y'all can see all the comments on here this morning about things. It's like,
Simon and
like I
Garfunkel.
said, we're in the
Yep.
twilight zone.
I knew
Where
it.
do they get the right to tell us what to do?
I don't get how you make decisions for women without women in the room.
Right.
What does a 65-year-old man know about childbirth, having babies, labor pains, all that? What do they know? You got to have some females in the room to give you some balance in your decision.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
making decisions for a certain segment of people without having that segment of people in the room
Right.
to help your discussion.
Yeah.
It's
Makes no sense.
silly.
It is silly.
I don't know where things have gone wrong, but I wanted to make a comment.
You got a
I
minute.
had,
You better hurry up.
I know. Well, you took some of my time, but anyway,
No,
I'm gonna make it quick.
no. You got it wrong. It ain't your time. it ain't your time. You ain't got a room
Here's
here.
about this song, Bishop.
Okay,
You know I'm gonna
okay.
get you. But I had talked to Pastor Nick when he was teaching class about our purpose, and I told he said we'll know what it is, and I know mine is helping people, the homeless. So he was telling me I had to put something down, in writing, how I can do that. So I spoke to about 2 or 3 of them, and the reason why they're out there asking for money, they don't want to stay in the shelters, so they get money to be able to stay in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it has to be something out here that can help them. I mean, these shelters is very nasty and dirty. One guy got bit by a spider. He had to go to the hospital and get something drained from him. So it's like, what can be, done, or there are organizations that can help them in that area?
Well, I think the problem is that the government no longer sees maintaining these young men and women in these shelters as a priority. So a lot of what you're seeing is a result of budgets being cut drastically to where the same type of care cannot be given that was given years ago. It's really comes down to money again, and you must understand that government, especially when different administrations are in office, they don't see taking care of people as a good use of funds. They see those things that may be disadvantageous to poor people as a good use of funds, but not taking care of them or not helping them. It's just the way it shifts from party to party, from leader to leader. If you don't, I remember when Romney was running for president, and he said, among people that was serving him, I'm not going to be everybody's president, and was shocked when those people who he traditionally disregards had an opinion about what he was saying. He went in office saying, I'm not going to be everybody's president, just like this one has said in 1,000 different ways, I'm not going to be everybody's president. The other day, he was talking, he was at a campaign stop, and I call everything he does a campaign stop, and he said to the crowd, you took your country back.
Wow.
I'm like, who? Sad. And took it back from where? And took it back from whom?
Right.
It's sad.
It's so
sad. Yeah. Oh, did y'all hear about Amazon?
What about them?
Where UPS is trying to sue them because they're no longer using UPS. I picked up a passenger that's a contractor for Amazon.
Amazon's creating her own thing, their own delivery service.
Yeah.
Their own planes, they got their own
UPS they're very upset. They're trying to figure out how to way to sue them and everything.
The guy lives down the street from me has his own Amazon van, and he rides around making deliveries.
Okay.
They're building their own network up.
What's wrong with that? You can do that here.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're using the post office for a lot of things that they can't deliver on time.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're creating like people that Lyft. You can use your own car and drop stuff off. Yeah.
That's going to be fraught with problems. Some people are not going to get their stuff.
Yeah, Ice-T said he almost shot somebody coming up to his house. He thought it was a random guy coming to his house. He didn't know it was an Amazon guy. And he tweeted, y'all Amazon, you need to put like t-shirts
something on them.
Right. You come into a celebrity's house dressed random.
I got a friend, I won't name him now, but he has a placard out on the front of his driveway, says, "We do not call the police." Is in his driveway. We ain't calling the police.
Right.
It says no trespassing. We don't call police. Which means, see you, Rob. See you tomorrow.
And at your own risk. Well, thank you for the 3 minutes, Bishop.
You got 5. Then don't try it again. Bye bye.
All right, y'all have a blessed one. Bye.
Deborah from Plymouth Meeting. How are you?
Good. How are you, Bishop?
I'm doing great. I think the number of candidates shows a party out of control of its nominating process. No cooperation. 25 candidates is almost guaranteeing a defeat.
I agree.
It's going to take the country's going to be, the people are going to be too distracted by the number of voices they're going to see. And then finally, when it gets down to who's supposed to be who's keeping track of 25 people?
Somebody going to be mad this one didn't win, they ain't voting, and all that crazy.
I mean, I'm not being facetious, but I am throwing some shade. The candidate pictures looks like a senior graduating class. It looks like a class picture. It doesn't look like people are running for president.
Totally.
We got 25 students in the senior class, and here they are. It's ridiculous.
This reminds me, I don't know if you remember when Romney was running for president. I believe it was Romney, and there were about 20-something candidates running at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then President Obama on the Democratic side, because there wasn't a lot of Democrats running, and he won. And it looks like the reverse is happening now. Like the
Absolutely.
Democrats are coming out in full force, And now you don't have that. Well, they're running against President Trump. But
and get this, Deb. I'm somebody who tries to keep up with the news,
me
but
too.
I'm already not following all these people, which means we're going to be at the mercy of who the news networks think should be presented to us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Buddha Gay would not be my first choice, but the guy's got something to say.
He's smart, man.
The guy's smart.
Oh my God, he's smart. Yeah.
But there was a guy running at the time when Mrs. Clinton and all of them were trying to step up to the plate. I can't remember his name. We met with him among all the other candidates down in Washington, D.C., and this guy's intelligence and readiness for the presidency was very obvious in the room. He never made it to even be able to get exposed so America could.
This is the last one?
The one when she was, the first one when she was running.
When she ran against Trump?
Yep.
Oh, that's because they wanted her to, they don't stop. They wanted her to be the front runner.
Okay.
They did.
I know.
They did.
I know.
And they put her up in front of everybody else.
Yeah. Deb, I'm with you.
Well,
it's too many.
I think they need to get together and say, look, you need to go home. You need to go home and get 3 or 4 good candidates, and then let's have a town hall meeting and hear what they have to say.
I agree with
you. I don't know who's saying what.
I agree with you because it's too distracting.
It's a lot.
And all it ever showed me was that the party has no control over its party. Okay, we're glad you want to run. Cut the deal behind the scenes, but we need you to step down.
The ones that have no chance.
Yes, just get off the screen.
And I thought that always happened in the background. I've never.
I think
in
it
my
used to.
lifetime seen anything like this.
I think it used to. I think both parties have lost control of their parties. Because there's no way Trump would have been elected under the old system.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Totally agree. Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Sure enough. Thanks for calling us.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye. Danny.
Bishop, good morning. How you doing?
Man, how you doing?
Pastor Nick.
Good morning, sir.
Everyone?
As they say around the way, how you doing?
Well, I'm dealing with the weather. It's hot, steamy, but making it.
I understand the struggle.
Yeah. I just want to, first of all, congratulate you. I didn't get a chance to last week, and thank you, and observe your the church celebration of you and your family from last week.
Oh, the prayer thing. Yeah.
Yes. So I just want to say, all the love. And
my grandkids laying hands on me.
This area, and we're thinking about you, and we love you just as well.
Thank you, man.
Okay. And I just got a question, and something I need you and Pastor Nick to help me out with. This weekend is a holiday weekend, right?
Right.
Okay. And as far as national holidays, how will we rate this particular weekend as far as observance?
I think now this may get me in trouble with some people, but it feels like almost a whisper to me. Right. It feels like it's just a day when we don't have to go to work. There doesn't seem to be a national drive to celebrate the people that have died, and the people that are presently serving. Watch this. So we didn't have to go to war, and so we don't have to get drafted. I mean, there's so many. It feels like it's almost just a day off. We can get away. We got a 3-day weekend. Go to shore. It doesn't seem like the country is pushing with intensity and passion the reason that we have Memorial Day in the first place. Now, I could be all wet on that.
Right, you're right on. As you say, on point.
Okay.
The situation is that the talk that is more or less political type talk that say that we observe all those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Okay, that we will never forget them. Okay, and I remember when the president first came into office, and I think it was a State of the Union or something like that. He had a young lady to stand, and she got the standing ovation that we'll never forget your husband, the sacrifice that he made, and what have you. The question is today, where is the president?
He's in Korea. He's gonna be there the whole weekend. I thought it was Korea. One of them places.
Okay.
Trump.
But he's on.
He's overseas.
He's on.
He ain't
On
home.
government business?
Yeah.
Okay.
He ain't home.
Okay.
Here's my
Oh, that's why he
problem.
went yesterday. Okay.
Here's my problem, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
I think Memorial Day would mean more if there was a real effort to help the mental health of those that have served.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think it would mean more, and this is what has always been kind of offensive to me. I think the veterans hospitals should be the best hospitals in the country.
Exactly. Amen.
So
You're on it, Bishop.
we've got homeless veterans. We've got hospitals that are less than standard by their own admission. We've got men and women coming out of the Army that have not gone to war that are suffering from stress, PTSD.
Yes.
We've got folk can't get a job, folk
Correct.
who served who told they were going to get an education and the funding was pulled back, folk that are homeless that actually fought in a war. So, in essence, the holiday doesn't stand for what they're living.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
I'm done.
Okay. And also, Bishop, now it's not by the first time that this has happened, because in our observance of Veterans Day, he was in Vietnam of all places.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now it's Memorial Day.
Why are we surprised? He dodged. He has no appreciation for it. He has. My president has a dictator's view of the military. They're there to threaten people, and we can play war games. He can't appreciate it because he hasn't done it. He hasn't served.
He wanted a parade, though. Y'all wouldn't give it to him. And he don't need no parade.
He dodged the draft.
He didn't need one.
So that's why he doesn't appreciate Memorial Day. But he ought to have sense enough to fake it. Stay in the White House. He could have gone on Tuesday.
Exactly. That's the point.
He could have come back last night.
He knew when Memorial Day was going to be.
He doesn't care. But you're going to have people supporting him, veterans supporting him, even though
You go out there and take a knee.
he's talking about it, but he's not here. The commander-in-chief is in another country during Memorial Day when the government should be celebrating really authentically, really passionately those that have served and are serving. That's just how I feel.
Yes.
I'm willing to be wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rant. Go ahead.
No, you said it. You said it all, and it's just a sad situation.
I think it's horrible.
Yes.
I think when a veteran can't go to a veterans hospital and it be one of the top hospitals in the region they're in, that's bad. That's a crime to me. How do I sustain injuries defending the country and the hospital you assign me to go to is substandard with substandard doctors, which means the budget for the hospitals don't attract the best minds.
Right.
Okay. At least have them partnered with the best hospital in the city, so they're sharing physicians. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Number 26.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Thank you, man. Tell sis I said hey.
Will do, Bishop. Thank you, and God bless
Have
you.
a good holiday now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. Jonathan!
Hey.
Where are you, Jonathan? I hear you.
Hello, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Jonathan. You sound more authentic than Reverend Prescott.
I saw Sylvester Stallone on the right outside our building one time.
Yeah?
How you doing?
Yeah.
Rocky Marathon comes on today.
Today?
I'm 30. Watch it all the time.
Do you watch it?
I love them, man. I love them.
You know they did that last one in Chester, you know. Some of the training
yes, they did. Yeah,
some of the training
yeah.
scenes were in Chester.
Yeah.
Downtown Chester, in the building that used to be, I think it was like a 5 and dime or something when I was a boy. But it's been boarded up. They took it over, made it into the gym.
Nice.
And
know that.
yeah, it's Center City Chester.
Oh, sweet.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Now, You were just talking about the veterans. I would like to start an organization to help the veterans.
Yeah.
Because we got homeless veterans on the street, and we got empty buildings. Tell me what sense that makes.
That makes no sense at all.
I mean, it just requires some organization to do it.
You know what? You know what the problem is? They can't make any money on the building.
Yep.
Well,
it's not a good use of funds to give. Watch this. To give a veteran a place to live, so he or she is not homeless. It's not a good use of funds.
Well, there's got to be a way to do it.
I would think somebody with some sense in Washington, in the Department of Defense.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Would that be
a lot of money?
Would that be weird to have part of your defense budget to kind of take care of the people that have served?
Yeah.
Would that be a novel idea?
Yeah, it would be.
You know, so you can stop spending $10,000 a piece on paper clips and actually make sure that they have a place to transition to, have the right mental care and emotional care, and would that be novel?
Yeah, well, I think we need a nonprofit organization to help organize this and get them in the houses. And
but here's the
some
problem:
of their money pays for the housing.
The
taxes.
nonprofit organization will never get the budget to solve the problem. They'll get a budget enough to put a Band-Aid on the problem in a particular city. So that's not going to do it. The government has to get behind it and say, these people served, we're going to make life better for these people. But they don't see it as a good use of funds because they can't make a profit on it.
Okay. I wanted to say something. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Okay. I wanted to say something about the tight jeans and skinny jeans. And
do you wear them, Jonathan?
I did once. But here's the thing. A female in really tight pants. Now, you just verify this for me.
Okay.
There's two conditions.
Yeah.
Either they don't work or work too well. Okay, that's it.
That was pretty smooth, Doc.
You just can't do it.
Don't work or work too well. Yep, there you go.
Either they don't work or they work too
well. I hear you
don't.
Don't. Yeah, I hear you.
Better not to do it at all.
It's like them stretch pants.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The stretch pants, all that.
Yeah.
It's too tight.
Yep. Don't work at all or they work too well. Too much information, they used to say.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you, man.
Well, the verse this week is delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart.
Absolutely.
Everything good about Jesus, everything good. Delight yourself in goodness, and you'll have a happy time.
Yeah, man.
Amen.
Absolutely. Yep. Talk to you next week, man.
Okay. Praise the Lord. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. That went by fast.
We didn't touch on stuff.
We didn't touch on the stuff we wanted to talk about.
Next week.
I like the fact Robert Smith is paying off student loans.
Yeah, me too. Can he call
for 2019? But my problem is it's going to be an excuse for no relief coming from anywhere else, and you don't have a billionaire stepping up anywhere. Now I'm thinking that there may be a couple of billionaires who may want to do Can You Top This in their own universities, but Smith is the richest, I understand, the wealthiest African American person in the country, not in the world. There's some African guys that have that. There's some African guys that if they woke up with Smith's money, they'd be suicidal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yep. And Smith's got money.
Yeah, he got money.
You know, so
Yeah, and the big conversation too is the cost of college. We talked about this with Jane last week.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much it costs to go to school.
I think it's ridiculous.
I mean,
it's capitalist.
Yeah, there you go.
So we're really only looking for people that can pay, or the people that can go into debt to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do either one of those. We don't care whether you get an education or not.
Yeah. And then if you want this job, you got to go to school, so you're kind of strapped.
Well, yeah. This has been On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on all your smart devices at David G. Evans 1. I am so honored that you took the time to join us. Please tell someone about us. My world-famous co-host, Pastor Nick Smith, are you home this weekend, or are you traveling the world?
I'm home this weekend.
We're so glad that your global ministry has come home.
I'll be here for Memorial Day.
Oh, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Now stay strong, stay safe. Come on down and visit us tomorrow. And remember this, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next week.
If you want to have to, okay.
I mean, it depends on his schedule and what he feel like doing. That's a lot of taping.
The stream stuff. No, you could just